I think in 2010, after putting out the album and the whole war in Sri Lanka came to an end, those two things were very closely related. And then after that, I just kind of felt like if music wasn't about talking about those things or being yourself, then I would just purely do it because I was an entertainer and I didn't feel like one. And so I stopped, I left. And then, I discovered this other concept, which was a Hindu goddess called Matangi. It was a woman who was the goddess of spoken word, and she sort of stood for freedom of speech. It just opened up a different way to study music for me. And the more I found out, the more I got into it. And then I wanted to sort of use that as a concept for my album. It was like a journey to explore as much about music as possible. I was open to going into big studios. When I worked with Hit Boy, it was in a proper studio. Even though the samples and things we had were not, we still put it together in a big studio. I didn't have any preconceived ideas about what the sound of this thing was going to be or who was going to be part of it, who I was going to collaborate with. I was thinking I needed to work with producers that were having a life experience of some sort of switch at the time. He's my original producer from the first album, and we made majority of Colour together. So I just felt like, he was going through stuff at the time, and we'd sort of met up again at an interesting point, So it felt bigger than just getting with people that were just hot at the time. I felt like it had to go a bit further than that, and that it was more philosophical as well, and it had to be,